Have you ever noticed that your favorite creators are just easy to watch? You don't really notice anything about their pacing, cuts, or anything else. You just keep on watching. That feeling isn't accidental. So let's break down how post-production is doing most of the heavy lifting in making your favorite creators feel effortless. Effortless is one of the most intentional outcomes on YouTube. Take MrBeast. His videos feel fast, chaotic, and spontaneous, but none of that chaos exists in the raw footage. In post, almost every moment that doesn't actively push the idea forward is removed. If a reaction doesn't heighten tension, it's gone and never thought about again. If a sentence doesn't clarify the stakes, it's chopped up more or completely restructured. The edit reinforces the most important thing that's happening on screen right now, so that the viewer doesn't feel lost. Now compare that to a completely different type of creator in a completely different type of niche, like MKBHD. His videos feel calm and controlled because the edit avoids unnecessary stimulation. The cuts are purposeful, music is stable, visuals are predictable. The effortlessness comes from his consistency. Different niches, polar opposite audiences and viewer energies, but both under the same post-production philosophy. Remove confusion, remove friction, and never ask the viewer to work any harder than they already need to. Which, by the way, is to just click on a video and turn off their brain. Now, pacing is what people mistake as charisma. Take Smosh and their sketches. They live or die by the timing, and that timing is sharpened in the edit. Reactions are trimmed down to the exact frame, and it makes that moment funnier from an outside perspective. Don't get me wrong, the cast of Smosh are funny, but the edit decides how funny it really feels. But on the other side of the spectrum, Neitstat's pacing turns ordinary moments themselves into the momentum. His vlogs compress time through jump cuts, montages, and music-driven sequences that imply progress. In both cases, pacing isn't just decorative or just stylistic, but it's active emotional control. The edit itself decides when the viewers should lean forward, when they should relax, and most importantly, when they should move on to the next video. Now here's a big one. Audio is the fastest way to lose or keep an audience. Linus Tech Tips videos are dense, technical, and sometimes very long, but they're comfortable to watch because the audio quality is treated as a huge priority during production, and not seen as an afterthought. Dialogue is consistently leveled, compression keeps energy steady and consistent, music supports the background without distracting the visual information, and sound effects are used to reinforce those visuals, not overwhelm them. Kurzgesagt is even more extreme though. Every narration line is pristine down to the syllable. Music subtly controls emotional pacing, which makes sense because they have a custom-made soundtrack for every single video. Silent moments are intentional. Nothing clips, nothing spikes, and nothing fights for attention. It's all equally balanced. When your audio is clean and predictable, viewers can focus on the visuals and ideas rather than subconsciously adjusting to every sound change. And that's why a video's audio can make or break the transition to professional, even when the visuals themselves stay fairly simple. I just released a video about my full professional sound design process. Be sure to check that out, especially if you're an editor yourself. Most creators you watch don't actually sound as confident as you might think. At least in the raw footage they don't. Creators like Abdaal and Hank Green rely heavily on post to shape clarity. Filler words disappear. Tangents are trimmed down. Repeated thoughts are compressed into one clean statement. And small hesitations that feel normal in conversation are removed because they end up slowing everything down. And this doesn't make the content itself feel robotic, but it actually makes it watchable. Could you imagine if every YouTube video you clicked on was just overlays and graphics thrown onto just straight raw footage? You'd never be able to finish any video ever. When your content feels clear and decisive, the audience trusts it more, even if that clarity was assembled from multiple takes or dozens of cuts. The viewer's brain is constantly asking, should I keep watching this video? And creators like McKinnon and MKBHD answer that question through visual visual interest and consistency. Exposure is controlled. Their color grading is predictable. Contrast and sharpness are balanced even when the locations or topics change. It's important to their style that their video's visual language needs to stay familiar. This matters because inconsistency creates fatigue. If the image or each video keeps adjusting dramatically, then that means that the viewer has to readjust every single time. Now, to be extra clear here, consistency isn't about looking cinematic at all, but it's about making the viewer experience stable and comfortable. Now, flashy transitions can definitely grab attention, but is attention always the goal? Johhny Harris and Veritasium rely on transitions that connect ideas without announcing themselves. Match cuts, sound bridges, and logical visual continuity makes one thought flow naturally into the next. This works especially for educational or idea-driven content. When the transitions themselves are subtle, the viewer stays mentally engaged instead of being reminded that they are actively watching a video. Clarity in your favorite creators' videos are always built in post. Creators like CGP Grey and Kurzgesagt feel incredibly clear because post-production enforces the structure. Their scripts are tightened. Visuals reinforce spoken points. Pacing ensures ideas arrive in the right order and leave before they overstay. The benefit is confidence and rewatchability. When content feels clear, viewers then trust it, share it, and will be sure to come back for more because they're already familiar with the style. They won't feel lost or overwhelmed. Now, here's the irony of it all though. The better the post-production, the less you notice it. Across every single creator I mentioned, MrBeast, Linus, Smosh, MKBHD, across all of them, the goal is that the edit is meant to disappear. It smooths out its energy, guides the attention, and removes resistance without asking for any credit. And the moment a viewer notices the edit, the immersion breaks. And that's why your favorite creators today feel practically effortless to watch. Not because the work isn't there, but because it's literally meant to not be seen. So next time you're watching a video that just feels easy to watch, remember that that ease was built with hundreds of small pre-production, production, and post-production decisions that you were never meant to notice. If this changed how you think about editing, or even how an audience goes about watching a YouTube video, then be sure to hit the subscribe button. I would really appreciate it. Keep creating, keep experimenting, and remember, most importantly, the rest are just tools.